My angels and my aliens, welcome back to the ocean yoga flow. This was such a magical flow that I did in Colombia by the side of the beach, and I really wanted to share this with you guys to give you this opportunity to heal with me. So today we're going to start by using the Ujjayi breath, which is the ocean breath. So this is when you constrict the back of the throat a little bit and breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing deeply, this will cleanse and clear energy out of your chakras. This will also help move stagnation within your body and within your energy, even within your emotional body. So make sure to breathe in through the stomach, the diaphragm, the chest, the throat, then up to the nose. It's going to sound something like this. Like a giant ocean wave. So close your eyes here and begin breathing deeply. Inhaling here. And exhale, nose, throat, chest, diaphragm, stomach. Another deep inhale through the stomach. And exhale. One last big deep inhale. And exhale. Now you can drop the hands down by your sides, reaching the fingertips out to your sides and up over the head. Bringing the hands to the top of the head and then releasing them back out and down and down and down by your sides. Moving with the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up and out and up and out. Coming to the top and then reaching them down and out. Down and out here. You can bring the hands to prayer position at the heart here, bringing the palms up over the head, bringing prayer all the way up to the top of the head, reaching the hands out and down here. Okay, now we're going to move with the breath still, but we're going to go into yeses and nos, arching the back, lifting the nose up and out towards the sky, and then curving the back and reaching the nose down towards the ground. Move at your own steady pace here, inhaling as you reach the nose up and arch the back. Exhaling as you curve the back and ground down, reaching the nose towards the ground. Take a few movements here. This is also known as the mother and father pose. As you look up towards the galaxy at the mother, you open up your mind and open up your higher self. And as you ground down through the floor, you're connecting with the Father, connecting with the material, connecting with the physical. And now we're going to do some side to side, some left and some rights. Inhaling as you look over to your left, warming up the neck here. Exhaling as you look over to the right, warming up the neck here. Take a few of these. Now, inhale and reach the left hand up. Cross it over the right knee. Exhale as you gaze over the shoulder. Take a few breaths here in this nice, deep spinal twist. And then inhale, bring the arms back up over the head. Exhale, do the same thing on the other side. Bringing the right hand to the left knee and looking over the shoulder here. Taking a nice deep inhale in the spinal twist. Breathing here. Reach the arms back up and come back to center. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take the arms of eagle pose, Garudasana. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the left arm, cross it over the right, and make sure the elbows are stacked on top of each other. Then wrap the right palm around the left. Try your best to bring the palms to touch here, but if not, you can bring the back of the arms together. And push up through the bottom elbow so that your shoulder blades are released and stretching down by your back. And releasing a lot of tension here. We hold a lot of stress in our shoulders. So this will be a nice deep shoulder stretch. Opening up the arms out to your side. And then doing the same thing on the other side. Crossing right over left. Bringing the elbows stacked on top of each other. Wrapping the palms around each other. And lifting here. Lifting through the back, through the neck, through the shoulders, trying not to hunch here so much as opening up and releasing. Okay, you can release this pose now. Bring the left foot stacked on top of the right knee. And you're going to come into a seated position here. This is going to be a deep hip opener. So we're getting into the series of hip openers, emotional releasers, reaching the arms up, out over your sides, and then folding from the hips down, bringing the palms to the ground in front of you. Try your best to reach forward here as much as is comfortable, okay? Some modification options are to not reach all the way down. And then also if you're having trouble, or if you feel like there's a lot of space between the knee, you can bring a pillow, a bolster, anything of that sort. But do this pose to your comfort. That's the most important thing. You can go ahead and do it on the other side. Bring the opposite foot on top, stacked over the opposite knee. Trying your best to align the knees over feet and feet over knees. Reaching the arms up, out, and over. Folding here, dropping the gaze here, releasing here. We hold so much tension in our hips, especially as children, because we revert to fetal position when we're in any type of distress. So by opening up here, we're giving ourselves the chance to release a lot of trauma. Go ahead and reach back up and out, coming back into center, and then rolling the feet around and coming up into tabletop, hands and knees. This is one of my favorite poses, cat-cow. We're going to drop the belly and gaze the nose up towards the sky here. Arching the back, keeping the feet tucked here. And then we're going to exhale, drop the head, arch the back, curving in, gazing at the ground. And take a few breaths here, moving with the breath through your poses here. Giving yourself a chance to feel whatever feelings come up, truly. Keeping the breath long and steady. And take however many movements feel comfortable. You can roll the back, roll the belly. Bring some fun movement into this. Now you're going to step the right foot up in between the hands. Untuck the back foot and come into a low lunge. Now reach the hands out and up overhead for a deep hip stretch here, back stretch here. Looking up at the sky, balancing here and drawing the palms to touch. Coming down, bringing them into prayer. Drop the hands all the way down here for lizard pose, bringing the forearms onto the ground. And you can take a few rocks in the hip here, whatever feels comfortable, but just remember this is a deep hip opener, so the goal should be for the hips to feel stretched. Then shift the weight onto the back leg, straightening the front leg for a deep hamstring stretch, pointing the front toes here. Going as low to the knee as is comfortable. Now drop the knee onto the floor, opening the hips into pigeon pose. Your front calves should be almost parallel to the front of the mat. And if you feel comfortable, you can bring the back leg up for a hip and quad stretch here. Breathing nice and deeply here. You can drop the foot now. Push back up into tabletop and do the same thing on the other side, starting with bringing the foot forward, the opposite foot into the front of the hands, into our low lunge, and untucking the foot here. Reaching the arms out and up over the head here. Our friend Doña Rosa had to come by and say hi to us during our practice. So we'll just acknowledge her. Thank you, Rosa. Dropping the hands, shifting the weight back into the hamstring stretch with the front leg stretched forward, the toes also stretched forward. Breathing deeply here. Okay, now dropping that knee, bringing the calf parallel to the front of the mat, coming into pigeon pose, Eka Parama Jakapatasana. Then if you feel comfortable, lifting the toes, grabbing the ankle or the foot, stretching into both the hip and the quads here. Giving yourself a moment of appreciation if you stepped into this pose. This is quite a challenging one. Dropping the toes, bringing the feet back into tabletop, tucking the toes here, and pressing up into down dog, our first down dog of the practice. If your legs are feeling a little stiff, you can walk the toes a little bit here, bending into one knee at a time, shifting the weight of the hips, activating the shoulders and the arms. Breathing here. Then bringing the left foot forward to the top of the mat, rotating the hands up and out into warrior two. So the weight is shifted into the front knee. The knee is at about a 90-degree angle. The back leg is straight. Toes are pointed to the side of the mat. Hips are open to the side of the mat. And arms are also open out to the side of the mat. Pushing the weight up into a standing and then shifting the weight onto the other side. Warrior two on the other side. Holding for a few seconds before pressing back up. And warrior two back on the leg we started in. Cartwheel the hands down and leave the other hand up towards the sky. Dropping the hands, twisting opposite side, dropping the opposite hand to the ground and reaching the opposite arm up towards the sky. The reason we do so much twist in the spine at this time is to oxidize the blood here in our back so that it flows to our brain more healthily. Stepping back into mountain pose, doing also some movement here if the mountain pose is still a little stiff in the body at this time. And then opposite leg reaches forward and we step into the warrior two on the opposite side. And dropping here through the pelvis. In your warrior two, keep the back as straight as possible, putting the weight into the knee and evenly into the pelvis, reaching the arms out, shifting the weight back up, standing both legs straight, bending the opposite knee, wiggling the fingers here, keeping the body nice and comfortable here, and dropping that back arm down to the ground, reaching the opposite arm up towards the sky. Dropping that arm towards the ground, twisting and reaching the opposite arm up towards the sky, again oxidizing the blood in our back, getting fresh blood to the brain, all the way from the toes to the top of the head. Nice deep stretch here. Bring both palms back down to the ground and step the feet back into a mountain pose here. hold this pose before coming down into tabletop. Now come down into puppy pose. Keeping the knees on the ground, drop the chest, shoulders, and arms towards the ground, getting a nice deep stretch into the upper back here. Also bowing humbly before whichever divine you believe in. Dropping the hips, dropping the belly, completely flat on the mat, bringing the arms at the side and pressing up for a nice low back stretch. Upward facing dog. Press the hips back all the way down into a child's pose for a nice relaxation in the back. Take a moment, take a breath, connect to your scenery, wherever you're at, home, outside, the gym. Allow yourself to be present in this moment. Now bring the weight up and come into plank pose. We're going to do a core activation right here. Bringing the left knee up towards the chest, allowing it to float. Don't drop the toes. Holding here, pressing back. Moving with the breath, each inhale you're going to bring a knee forward and hold for a few seconds. Bring the knee forward, hold, and plank. Pressing the foot back. Breathing deeply. Inhale, exhale. Switching the knees here. Now you can come back into a downward facing dog. Giving the back a second to relax before sitting back on your toes. Reaching the arms up and out. Come up onto the knees and a kneeling pose here. Then drop one arm back. Drop the other arm back down onto the calf. Opening up the chest and the back, dropping the head here for a camel pose, deep heart chakra opening pose. Open the heart, open the chest, open the throat here. Coming out, you can reach the arms back up and overhead, sit back down onto the heels, swing the feet around for a counter stretch. We're going to reach the arms up and down towards the feet, coming into a nice forward fold. With every inhale, you are going to lengthen the back, and with every exhale, you'll drop further down as much as comfortable. Modifications are to bring the hands further up against the legs. You can keep the hands at the knees or the shins, but coming down as much as is comfortable, remembering to keep the spine stretched for a counter stretch, elongating here, grounding here. Okay, now rolling back up, coming into a seated position, I'm going to allow the video to play and you'll be able to hear the meditation that we do at the end. Finding yourself just sitting, coming back to your breath. Ujjayi breath. And we're just going to end with a little suggestion. I want to suggest to you for the rest of this month to remind yourself constantly that you have access to your most infinite, most powerful self. So as you're breathing, notice what that means. You don't necessarily have to control the breath. You don't have to ask your heart to beat. You don't have to ask your skin to breathe. You don't have to ask your hair to grow. Just as this invisible yet infinite force is working behind you at all times, so can you also see as well. And as you choose to acknowledge your true power, the fact that you make hearts beat and blood flow and breaths breathe and hair grow, remember also that you can ask yourself anything that you want to know. So with that being said, I want you to think to yourself, how can I allow myself to be just 1% more joyful, 1% more in love, 1% more peaceful? And as you start coming back to the breath again, imagine that on the inhale, you're being filled and expanded with this radiating cosmic light that is amplifying who it is that you are. You can see this as an aura, as an orb, as a color, as an image, anything that comes to mind. Left hand onto the heart, right hand onto the belly. And you can repeat after me out loud or in your mind. You're going to say some empowering affirmations to attune into this energy, to keep this portal with us, to lock in our intentions. I am worthy of a life that I love. Living gets to be enjoyable for me. I am so lucky. I am so full of love and light. Thank you so much for continuous prosperity. I trust myself. I can trust others easily. I am living the life that I deserve. Things only get better for me. Things only get easier for me. I am safe, I am loved, I am well. Thank you, divine, or you can say thank you to whoever you believe in. I love you so much, and I will cherish you until I die. I say, bringing the arms up towards the sky with so much love and gratitude, bringing the hands to touch over the head. Exhale the arms into the heart center. Namaste. I always feel so much better after these little sessions.